Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We have had a little hour break and we are back once again with plenty more Sevens action. This next game that we are going to be covering is Australia Sevens taking on France Sevens. Now, there's a match taking place at the moment that really has caught my interest. Spain are winning up against the USA, 12 points to 7 with only 2 minutes 20 left, and they are in a good attacking position for the scrum as well, but it's a penalty to the USA. But it's going to be exciting to see how that match does end, and also this game between Australia and France, how it goes, because Australia, we have seen they're looking pretty strong as of late, but they had a good game up against Canada where Canada were really able to push them. So that is something that I want to make sure that they can affect in this game, want to really get some dominance going. But up against a tough side in France, it will always be a tough game, but I'm excited to see how it goes. Tough was what their game between France and Fiji was. Fiji able to get the win, 24 points to 17 in the end there. So it was very close. But yeah, this stage, this game looks like it's coming down to the wire. USA not really used to only scoring 7 points. But now throwing it to the back there. Spain once again going to be on the attack here. And if they score a try right now, they will win this game up against USA, I would say, because they have got that 5-point advantage. But USA, they are trying hard to get this one back in their favour. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is going to be winning this game between Australia and France? That is coming up in a very short moment. The kickoff is at 11:30 p.m. New Zealand time. So we are getting very close. But at the moment, Spain are just looking solid with the way that they are charging their way forward. Personally, think you should just do one big stream for day two, and change the title as well, says Kai Broom. It may be slightly easier in terms of having less live streams, but then the slight problem with that is that we probably won't be doing every game back-to-back due to the fact that we have kind of got a few things in between, unfortunately, that we will be doing. So I feel like, unfortunately, it does mean that there are a lot of notifications coming through, but there won't be as many live streams tomorrow as well. Stop creeping. And Chat UX as well says, Immortals and also, hey, brother, what are you watching? The Australia versus France game on as well, says Konisi. So I am going to be watching it on Sky Go here in New Zealand. But depending on what country you're in, if you go on the World Rugby YouTube channel, you may be able to see these games live for free. So it is a good option if you have got it. Tell you what, that's going to almost be the try for Spain, not quite. And yellow as well, says Brandon. Welcome into the live stream. And now 38 seconds left. They were about to go again there, Spain, and could have been able to score themselves the winning try. But they did say that he was held, so he wasn't able to drive his way forward. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be the standout performer for these two sides. I think Hutchinson is due to have a good performance here for Australia. And also, to be fair, Meeks actually did very nicely indeed. YouTube has it as well, says Kai Broom. They do indeed. World Rugby YouTube channel is going to be showing all these games. Unless you are in New Zealand, then you will need a VPN to be able to look through. And also, we have got the any link, says Konisi. Tell you what, I will quickly, while we are at it. Oh, I won't be able to send a link because I'm from New Zealand, so I won't actually come up. But if you type in World Rugby onto YouTube, Kanisi, you should be able to see the game if you are in a country that isn't New Zealand. I've been quite busy, Cuzzy, as well. Says Millie Toilet, no worries, mate. It is great to have you here for this one. No New Zealand in these Sevens competitions, unfortunately, but they will be coming back for the January matches. I got something to eat as well. And welcome back, lads. Be sure to like and subscribe. There's Sebastian there as well. Yeah, this stage, 5 seconds left. Spain about to beat the US, perhaps, which is an absolutely huge upset. You could say they are just looking to try and shut it down. I swear going into this match, Spain were about $100 underdogs. And now it looks like it is going to be Carlin Isles shut down near the touchline. They are not giving up just yet, the USA. Yeah, let's go there, Jerkazi in the chat from Smithy Toilet to Sebastian. Yeah, hopefully you guys are going to be here for the next few that we have got. That's a knock on. And Spain win. Spain just won that game up against the USA. That is the biggest upset of the tournament so far, and that is huge for Spain to be able to get that win over the US. We have got there, and to me as well, says Brandon. Also, we have got there, I know this is off topic, but I found it pretty funny that all the pundits were ranking the draft, but like they don't know how teams will use them, and if the pundits draft board, not the teams as well, says Guy Broom there. And also, we have got there, hello, mate, from Sebastian. I guess speaking of drafts, me and George, we've got an idea for Rugby Challenge to possibly do a career mode very soon, heading into Super Rugby. So if you guys are keen to see that, be sure to let me know, because we have also got the Rugby World Cup that we are going to be taking part in on Rugby World Cup 2011. That game on Xbox 360, very fun one. My Xbox, it still isn't back from getting fixed, but we have got my other Xbox One that I had to purchase to try and keep those ones going. And Dead by Daylight coming soon on the channel as well. But now we are going to be at this game between Australia and France. It's going to be exciting, going to be fast-paced. And they are showing that the next match is going to be Argentina versus Kenya, but that is slightly a lie, but that is for Pool B. that they are talking about. This is going to be in Pool A, this next one, reference to the AFL draft over the last couple of days. Now they are running out here. And it is actually going to be Kenya versus Argentina. So that is a little bit of not idealness, because I have got it set that I was going to be doing Australia versus France. So I am just going to quickly check whether or not the World Rugby YouTube has the other match taking place, because we are on Sky at the moment here, and the Americans messed up big time against the Spanish as well. Set Sebastian there, and reference to the AFL draft there as well. Right, we are connected to a VPN to see whether or not we can actually watch this game that we were going to, because if not, then we will have to quickly change the title, probably change the thumbnail as well. So it is Argentina versus Kenya, although I guess due to the fact that you guys are here, you do know exactly what game I will be mentioning, but it is possibly going to be the wrong game. I guess you could say as well, I'm doing my own 5 games tomorrow as well. So live stream after live stream as well, says Brandon. So yeah, you're going to be busy. That is for sure. I am just going to check World Rugby. And that game has kicked off between Australia and France. So I'm going to have a quick look, see whether or not. No, it is also, okay, so there are 2 games going on at the exact same time here, but we are going to be watching Kenya versus Argentina, which is interesting. We have also got there, it is Argentina versus Kenya. Yeah, they have also got Australia versus France taking place at this exact moment, but they have got instead, it is going to be this one taking place. Can I edit this quickly? I'm going to see whether or not I can do a little bit of thinking on my feet here before we get too far into this match. I will see whether or not I can change it for you guys, but it is kicked off, that game now. And what we will do is we will go like this, and we will go like this as well, and we will go like this. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. This game between Australia and France, we will be keeping you updated with the score, although they have decided to show the other game, which is going to be the Argentina versus Kenya matchup that has taken place at the exact same time as this other one. So what we will do is we will go like this, and we will go like this, thumbnails, and we will quickly change it. I actually had plenty of live streams kind of prepared for these ones, or thumbnails, I should say. So we will be able to put up the one for Argentina versus, they are playing Kenya for this game. So we will see how that goes. But now at this stage, Kenya and Argentina, both 2 sides that have the capabilities, definitely Kenya, to be able to get something going. And they are charging forward once again now for the big Kenyans, and they will always be making themselves meters. I feel like I am quickly doing something you guys can't quite see, but I will read the chat in a very short moment for you guys as well. I am just quickly changing it so that you guys will be able to see the right thumbnail for this one. There we go. We have saved changes, and now we should be sorted, and it is going to be saying Kenya versus Argentina for this one. And hey, says Katie as well. And hey, and is New Zealand playing today or no? Unfortunately not. They are not taking part into this competition, unfortunately. So it does mean that we will get to see them in late January is when it is going to be. As the stream lagging as well, says Sebastian. Mine hopefully is not. It is just the fact that I had to change it so that it was Kenya versus Argentina. New Zealand isn't playing in the sevens this time as well. And we have us got there in the chat, it is Argentina versus Kenya, says Kai there. Now it is going to be Kenya driving their way forward. I haven't even got their lineups up at this stage, but I will quickly tell them that it's going to be the penalty to Argentina. Now, Argentina, they are a side that definitely, like I mentioned, they have the potential to win this game, and they will be hoping that they can get a goal. But no, Argentina now going through. And it's going to be a foot race trying to find the offload. He's not going to need it, the number 11. Is he going all the way? Yes, he does, and it's the try to Argentina now. Bloody oath, what your sleeping schedule, mate, as well. It is all over the place. I'll be honest. It is random hours of every day. And now Argentina have been able to score that try, and it looks like he's hurt himself a little bit, but Luciano Gonzalez is the man who was able to score. Argentina Sevens now sitting on the 5 points, and Kenya are going to be a little bit behind. And at the early stages, there we go. We will go like this, and we will go like that as well. There we go. Right, we are all sorted. That was a little bit of the technical difficulties that we weren't planning on having for these live streams, but that's what it is. We keep on moving and keep on grooving as well. But now it is going to be this big match between Argentina and Kenya. It's going to be an exciting one. I can hear some bells going at the moment, which is interesting. I believe it's just ticked over to maybe, I believe it's late lunch time around there. So we know All Black Sevens is playing, but they want some time off as well. Sees Brandon as well. Now that one is going through the hands of the Kenyans, and that is going to be the knock-on advantage there. And it's going to be the scrum. Australia able to score very early, and it was Toole who was able to get that try. So now Australia leading their game up against France by 5 points to 0 at this stage. But the next live stream that we are going to be doing, it will be running a lot smoother. That is for sure. And that is going to be Fiji versus Canada. That is the only game that it is going to be having. We've got Shadow there. And the chat has said, hey, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Is it Milo? Possibly in the chat. Do let me know. But now it is going to be the scrum feed in favour of Argentina. Now, they started this one well. Black Ferns need the 7 squad as well. There's Alex Axel there, and yeah, I believe it is going to be late in the January kind of window because they have got a couple rounds in January that we are going to be covering on the channel as well. So if you guys are new, be sure to leave that like and subscribe now. It's going to be a nice step forward for Argentina, trying to predict this one nicely, going to the short side now. Good seller, the dummy now breaking through. And it's going to be the number 7. I will have to quickly get their lineup up as well. Beautiful inside ball. I'm not going to need a new name, though, because that is the same man who just scored before. And Gonzalez, he is going to be able to score his second of the match. Puts the ball down, and he is working hard. He's a solid individual, Gonzalez. And now the score is going to be 12-0 for Argentina over Kenya in this fixture. He was looking up. He did see the space, decided to try and back himself, and it did work very nicely for him. And it does mean that it is going to be just another try once again. Interesting. It actually doesn't know that this game is taking place on Sky at the moment, apparently. Looking at the information that has to, okay, now it has worked it out, but there is no game at the moment happening between Australia and also France, according to Sky. I should say, shocked by the Black Ferns' performance in Europe as well. Yeah, they've been struggling pretty badly, unfortunately. They did end up getting beaten by England twice and then France twice as well soon. Rugby 7 World Cup coming soon in 5 as well, says Brandon. Yeah, it is going to be exciting to see when these sides get to play off again in a World Cup. And now, once again, going to be on the side of Kenya here. I'm getting the lineups up, but Gonzalez has been able to score twice in a row. And now Kenya, we know how dangerous they can be when they get a bit of space, and it's a beautiful inside ball. Finds the offload on the outside now as well, and it is going to be now down the wing. Oh, Denio has been able to score the try. Yes, he's made it all the way. And it is the try for Kenya there. Otino has been able to score it, and they are right back in this game now. This one's seeming like it's going to be a high-scoring one between these two sides. We will add that, is what I was trying to say. And that is a brilliant run there from the big man down the wing, and he has been able to score it very nicely indeed. Nice little ball on the inside from these Kenyans who just keep on going. 5-0 at the moment of the game between Australia and France, for anyone who is curious at what the score is in that one. And 10-0 as well, says Kai for Australia, so they must have just scored again by the looks of it. And also we have got there, that's what happens when New Zealand Rugby Union sends you to play world number 1 in your first game in 2 years as well, says Alex Axel there. It was nicely scored by the Kenyans. They are on fire in this competition. And one thing I absolutely love watching with Kenya is the fact that they're always just going to keep on charging at you. We saw a massive hit in their last game where he pretty much broke a man in half the way that he smacked into him, but just kept on going for the Kenyans. And that is something that maybe later in this game, they are 10th in the world. Oh, it's gone too far though for them. And now it is going to be in the in goal, and it will be going right back to the halfway line. So this is going to take a little while to run it right back. It looks like Argentina want to keep this one going at a frantic pace though. Going to be running it right back to the halfway line. Takes the quick tap. Feels that maybe it's going to be a little knock on though on the halfway line. That is not what they would have been wanting. At least day 2 should be a match. Be a match at a time, not 2 as well. Yeah, exactly right. I don't know why they have ended up like having the matches overlap, because I feel like maybe hopefully for the ones that we do get to see next week, they do kind of sort that out a little bit, because it hasn't been too clear at what matches they will be showing when as well. Someone got a link to C7s as well, says Kevsler. What country do you live in, Kevsler? Because I might be able to help you out depending on what country you're in. And it's going to be taken quickly there by Kenya, but they are going to have to go back. My niece will save the Black Ferns in 13 years as well, says Lex Saxon. How much live stream are you going to do it? I'm not going to be here at 3 because I got some live stream and giveaway as well, says Brandon. Oh, that's a beautiful step there for Kenya. Once again, he's going through all by himself, and that's going to be the try for Amonga, who has now been able to get them right back into it. Levi Amonga has been able to score it, and now we're looking at 12-all between these two sides. A good fight back here from the Kenyans to be able to just keep on going and get themselves back into a good position. That's going to be halftime, 12-all between these two sides now. It was just a beautiful pass. Amonga, he didn't really have a lot of space, just steps off the leg a couple of times and then went straight through Dalamestre and just kept on going. They were trying to ankle tap him. They had to get him early, but they were not able to. And Amonga was able to score it, and not much as well. There's Brandon there, and that one has gone straight down the middle. Halftime, 12-all between these two sides. But pretty much a lot, Brandon. We have got plenty of matches that are taking place. We're going to be doing the quarterfinals and whatnot, and also ever had a run straight as well, says Hamish. I have not. Is it any good? Do let me know. At this stage, Argentina and Kenya both scoring 2 tries. Argentina ranked 8th. They were able to get themselves the bronze medal at the Tokyo 2020 Games. And then this Kenyan side, they have been able to cause a couple upsets, but they're talking to the king of the upsets at the moment, Spain, able to get the win over the USA. Jamie Mata is the man who they are talking to, and he has earned himself an awesome opportunity to speak after the game because they were able to beat the USA. That is not an easy feat to do. They were huge underdogs going into that game. Delicious as well. Says Amish, and also need Portugal and Spain in the Rugby World Cup. Come on, Cristiano Ronaldo. Give rugby some clout as well. And Akisi has put Aioli Belitas as well. Welcome into Live, man. It is great to have you here for this match. The next match that we are going to be covering on the channel, it is going to be Fiji taking on Canada. And that one's a hard one to predict. That is for sure. I feel like Fiji should win that one. It's just by how much. But then Canada, they pushed the Australians. So it's going to be interesting to see how it does go. But I do see a name that is missing at the moment, Marcos Mineta. He is not there for Argentina. There's a reason for that. He's playing for the Barbarians tomorrow in their game up against Samoa, which will be pretty awesome to see. And just because he is such a talented player as well. But I'm excited to see how it does go. What's your favorite rum? Hamish Spencer as well says Ellie Hills there, and I'm going to be live myself. So me and you are going to be live stream after live stream, but I start at 1 p.m. and not doing the Aussie game as well. Says Hamish, I was going to be, but they actually ended up having this game showing here in New Zealand rather than the Aussie game, so I didn't actually get the chance to be able to watch both of them on Bundaberg rum as well. But at the moment, Australia leading that game over France 10-0 at this stage. But yeah, they weren't showing that game here in New Zealand. That was what our live stream was originally scheduled to be, was Australia versus France, but instead we switched to Argentina versus Kenya, as they did end up having the overlap, like you mentioned a little bit earlier on, for that game between Ireland and Fiji for the women's, wasn't it? Yeah, they've done it again, and also watch it on YouTube as well. Says Hamish Spencer, I believe that on YouTube, when I did check it, it was actually going to be the same match as well. They did have Kenya versus Argentina on there, and also we have got their Wallabies try, as I says Brandon there in the chat. And, they're doing very nicely early on in that game, the Wallabies. They did have a tough game up against Canada, but looked like they are going to be winning that one comfortably. Kenya once again trying to keep this ball on their side, but it's taken nicely by Argentina. Good run forward from Feld. Still available, though, for the Pumas. They are inside of the half of the Kenyans, and they have got men on the outside if they decide to use them. Going through there almost was Schultz. Passing it back across field. They've got the man overlap if they decide to use it. Argentina dragged down there on the 22. Kenya trying to get on it, but it is going to be the penalty for not rolling away. Taking the quick tap now, not quite from the mark, so they're going back. And 17 points to 15 as well, says Brandon, and at 10-5 in the Aussie game. And Hammer goes in a few beers. I'm back. How's things going as well? Says Aiden, it's still well. At the moment, YouTube is Argentina versus Kenya as well, says Guy Broom there. And also we have got the yes on my Xbox, and also frozen yogurt in the chat as well. And fruit salad at midnight is the way, boys, as well. That sounds pretty nice. To be honest with that, it's going to be now a 4-pass from Argentina, and now it will be Kenya who have got another opportunity. Oh, yeah, I love myself some Captain Morgan as well, says Ellie there. And 17 points to 15 as well there in the chat from Brandon. But at this stage, Argentina, this game is available for them to be able to take if they do take their chances. I'm so pissed, bro, as well, says Amish Spencer. And also when France plays, says Bruno, they are playing right at this second. They have just scored a try up against Australia. And I believe they are now sitting in that game. They are going to be sitting one moment. I will make sure that I've got the score as well. But they're playing decently, France, at the moment. Close game with Fiji. And they will definitely be hoping to be that side that either go through third or second in that pool. I didn't know it was on as well. There's Amish Spencer there, but now Kenya once again going to be driving their way forward. But France versus Australia at this stage is 10 points to 5. This is going to be another try to the Kenyans. And it is going to be a brilliant run close to the line. Puts it down. Donkey kicks the man back. And then he scores the try there. The number 6, it was Olush who was able to score it. And 15 to 5 as well, says Guy Broom. So that would be a third try for Australia, I believe. But yeah, depending on what country you guys are in, you can watch these games on World Rugby's YouTube channel. They are doing a live stream of the whole day of action for anyone who does want to check it out. But now just a nice offload from Kenya, and also wins. What's the next few games, says Aiden? So the games that we are going to be covering on the channel, the first one, 11:52 p.m. is Fiji versus Canada for the men's. That is the first one. Then we are covering around an hour later, France versus USA for the women's. That is at 12:46. Then the game after that, 1:40 a.m. is Great Britain versus South Africa. Argentina versus USA at 2:24. And then we have got Fiji versus Russia for the women's at 4:05 a.m., followed by the last match, Fiji versus Australia at 4:33 a.m. That is the final game, but that one has gone almost over from Kenya, but not quite. So the score is going to be 17 points to the 12 now. The stage 4.5 minutes left of this half, and we have got there. How can you have a competition with 2 games at once, especially in a men's category as well? Poor planning by World Rugby, seriously, as I said, so yeah, it wasn't ideal with the fact that they have got so many overlaps taking place, because I believe this is about the 4th overlap that they've had so far. And now it is going to be once again Kenya who have got this ball on the halfway line, trying to fend off the double try scorer there. Gonzalez was able to pick himself up too, but Kenya now, can they get around? They could indeed. He's going through the middle now. And it is the number 5 is able to make his way forward. It is Odhambo. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And George got tired, didn't he? He did indeed. He ended up going home so that he could get up and possibly work tomorrow. Or maybe he comes around for some more sevens action. Literally, I reckon 2 out of 3rd. Although all men's grade cricket games in Sydney are already cancelled due to rain as well. Says Guy Broom, and my parents won't let me play club sport as well. Says More Cake. Yeah, there are still plenty of cases popping up around the world. So I assume restrictions will be a little bit different, but it was well done almost for Argentina, but it was just a little knock on, I believe, there. My last name is Faithful as well. Into the chat, says Brandon there. And now it is going to be a solid scrum here for Kenya, 40 metres out from the Argentine line. They've got a 5-point lead at the moment, and they will be looking to extend it. And now a man who could definitely do it is Oyo, trying to duck underneath the tackles there of Graziniano. Now available here for Kenya, and something that they do extremely well is finding that perfect offload when the opportunity is there. That one's not quite working out for them though, and now trying to throw it out the back line, not quite sitting up nicely, but it is the try scorer now. Amunga, who has got the ball in hand, tackled by Gonzalez. He's been busy in this game, 17-10. As I said, Guybroom, there's going to be a little knock on from Kenya, and they are upset at the moment. Brandon Faithful is my full name as well, says Brandon there in the chat. And 17-10 in that game between Australia and France. So it's going to be a close one by the looks of it. The rain here in Sydney or in Australia is bloody annoying. Nothing on at all as well. Says Hamish Spencer. So yeah, cricket, as soon as that ball gets wet, normally is when they decide to take it off. I do see that Latham has got himself to 50 in the game up against India. 50 off 157 balls. He's been sitting there at the crease for a little while. Looks like Kenya are about to make some subs perhaps with 2 minutes 20 left in the second half. It is the scrum feed for Argentina now. And they are going to be trying to work their way forward. It's going to be the free kick there for Argentina. Once again, taking the quick tap. And then we have, let's go there, Holy Bulls. Black Caps getting busy as well. Says Lax Axel, they are indeed now. It is going to be a good opportunity for Argentina to try and get busy in the last 2 minutes of the second half. This is for the game. Who is going to be able to win it? It is going to be a good tackle there from Levi. No, it's just a little bit high from Amunga. And now because of it, it is going to be going back. We have got there 17-17 as well. Wallabies is not playing nice, says Brandon there now. Spinning out of the tackle. Great work here from the number 7. Still fending. Oh, he's going to be dragged down. Just 5 meters short there, Velez. But now they have got the drawn pass. One more on the outside, and it's the try to Argentina. Schultz able to get it. And now Argentina are going to be sitting 17 apiece in this game. Both sides. This is going to be an important kick because 1:20 left on the clock is not a lot of time at all. Is the women's a 2-day comp as well? It is indeed. So they are going to be having their games tomorrow. They've actually got an extra round in the group stage where they will be sitting, and they kind of end up in the situation of they have their semi-finals. They don't have quarterfinals like we do. Literally, Will Young is betting. Well, they need at least get level at with the state of the pitch as well. Says Kybroom, yeah, it is certainly going to deteriorate later on in the days because I believe Monday or Tuesday is actually going to be the last day, isn't it? And Aussies won 17-10 as well. Says Kybroom is not 17-10 as well. So we'll wait and see exactly what it does say that the score is. But this is an important drop kick from the touchline now. Lines it up, misses it. So now the score is going to be 17 all, 30 seconds left. Anyone can win this game from here between Argentina and Kenya. And then we are switching straight over to our next live stream, which is going to be Fiji versus Canada, starting at 11:52. So be sure to check that one out when we do start it as well. But the score 17-17, 25 seconds left, and Argentina will be the side who do have to kick this one off. I believe they will be trying to go short, but they can't afford to go too short, or else they could be in a bit of bother. But yeah, that game between Australia and France ending 17-10. I do see on my iPad, but now it's going to be taken nicely by Kenya. And now they might have the last attacking move of the day, looking like they are willing to throw that big long pass, though, just in case there is an interception. Sling it back now. 30 metres out from their line. It's a knock-on. Kicked forward by Argentina. Now they have got this ball back. It's going to be a deliberate knock-on. Double blow of the whistle, and this could be a yellow card here possibly for one of the Kenyans, and they are down to 6 men, and there is also a Kenyan down with injury. So because of it, does mean that we have got just a little bit more time. Can Argentina do what they did when they were up against South Africa in the Olympics? Can they pull off an upset? They were the favourites going into this game, but they've certainly been in a battle out there with the Kenyans. Big tackle there from, I believe it was Furcade, was able to make a very nice one there on the number 10, which in this one is Olindi for Kenya. And also we have got there, literally says 1710 on the website, as I say, Sky Broom there. That was the deliberate knockdown, I should say, from Otinho. Looks like there's a bit of an injury here for one of the Kenyan players. He's getting plenty of ice there on the rib cage. I don't think they will be moving him for a little while now. We have got there, sorry, in the chat from Brendan. Also, yeah, chiming in for the work office as well. Hope you're well, Osars. I said I am indeed, mate. Plenty of rugby coming in the next little while, which is absolutely awesome. And yeah, hopefully it does all run smoothly for our live streams. We've got live streams back to back at the moment, which is going to be extremely exciting to see how well these do all go. But hopefully, you know, we will have fingers crossed that it is all going to run smoothly for these live streams. But now 20 meters out here, and Argentina have got the option of a quick tap. I don't think they'll be taking a drop kick from here, taken quickly there by Alvarez. And now Argentina, this is for the win. If they can get themselves one here, they will take away the full points for this one. It's a step there from the man Gonzalez. He has been working hard throughout this whole match. Still going for Gonzalez. Brilliant player out on the wing. But now Argentina, they're going to be shifting it wide. Drawing pass. Here he goes himself. That's the try to Argentina, and they win this game up against the Kenyans. The captain of the side is able to get any penalty now. Argentina should try and take the drop kick as well. There's Guy, but it was in the end Alvarez who was able to score it. Very nicely done, and that is going to be the win now for Argentina. They get the win comfortably. Well, not really comfortably, but they do end up in a good attacking position to be able to get it in the end. But Alvarez scores a bit nonetheless. Thank you all very much for tuning into this one. We are going to be transferring straight over to our Fiji versus Canada one. So I will see you all in a very short moment. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all